really not that good, but I heard everybody rather pretend. Is anybody really happy? Let me see them. Only wanna talk to God on the weekend. When you get a little older, then you need him. But you know that you feel like something's missing. And things don't make a difference.
Hey guys, so we got track and field up front here, swimmers in the back middle section, soccer, basketball, and cheerleading will be on the side, and then the JV basketball teams are going to be in the balcony. Please sit on the marked seats where you can sit, unless it is unavoidable to sit closer than that. Thank you.
Self-help, looking into therapy. Hit a podcast and I watch me some Gary Vee. Yeah, I work hard, I don't need me no charity. No, trying to stay on track. Thought life on Mortal Kombat. Woosah, deep breath, calm app. Either that or what's on tap. Got a whole lot on my shoulders, yeah. Trying to find someone to hold it, yeah. Whiteboard, gotta stay focused, Namaste with the yoga, After all my hard work, all my planning, all my thoughts, how I still feel lost. Well, sometimes I need to talk to God. Sometimes I need to talk to God. Right now. Sometimes I need to talk to God. Living for me, talking for you. Too much for me, nothing for you. Full of myself, but not full of you. Never gonna make it if I push you away. Rising up from deep inside of me. Sometimes I need to talk to God. Right now. Sometimes I need to talk to God. Right now. Sometimes I need to talk to God. Right now. Sometimes I need to talk to God. Unsteady through emotions, I can be so up and down. I'm trying to find my focus when my mind is spinning round. Maybe I don't need to know how he's gonna work it out. Gotta put my faith in him, trusting he's at work right now. If you know who I know, then you never ever have to chase what the world could give. Cause if you know who I know, then you never ever have to fear. Cause he's on your side, so doesn't matter where I end up, as long as I am still with you. In every situation, God, you've always seen me through. Maybe what's impossible only seems that way for now. Gotta put my faith in him, trusting that he'll turn it around. If you know who I know, then you never ever have to chase what the world could give. Cause if you know who I know, then you never ever have to fear. Cause he's on your side, so who your father is, how it's gonna end. Yeah, you're gonna win.
Cause if you know, you know.
Who your father is, how it's gonna end. Yeah, you're gonna win. Yeah, you're
maybe the reason you feel so empty is because you've reduced Christianity down to just a contemplative spirituality. Lil' Brody say he heard he popped the extra dose. Disillusioned by the church, he say he had the ghost. He say the Western church tasting hecka gross. I say before you go, check that extra nose. You searching for something that's more than a metaphor. Something that you can experience. That's deeper than what you've been hearing is a supper that he instituted. Along the way it got polluted. But when the church was persecuted, they clung to it and ain't losing. They found their identity, not in ethnicity, but in something that was rooted in the promise that he made to him, in the elements he gave to him. And he said that he was saved through him. Give us life and forgave through him. Make us one with God the Son, with bread and wine as the God.
Coaches, as you're sitting with your teams, you can give out your minor awards, your letters and pins as you are sitting. So we're going to start in about 6 or 7 minutes, just to give everyone a chance to get here and for you to pass out those minor awards.
What you looking for, yeah, it's outside of us. They say how you keep the faith, I say he promised us. Immortality is ours, it's supplied to us. Every time we eat his flesh and drink his blood. Go look it up, look it up, look it up. Ooh, God so good he had to hook it up. Ooh, cause the conscience get shooken up. Ooh, now we doing work trying to cook it up. Ooh, yeah, Jesus he made it a pledge, cause he knew we get stuck in our heads. So he gave us a seal that's filled with a mystery. He in the midst of the bread, under in it with the bread, under in it with the wine. Bodily wow. Now this universal promise, he bring it down, then I make it mine. So when we struggle with doubt, we do not look to our fruit or our purity. That will not bring security. It's the supper he instituted that'll cure me. I know you by name, yes I do. When I'm coming down, it's for you. As I come around, it's for you. Lord, supper, bread and wine, it's for you. I know you by name, yes I do. When I'm coming down, it's for you. As I come around, it's for you. Lord, supper, bread and wine, it's for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a real announcement to make. It's just that I'm feeling real good right now. We've been doing alright, yeah, we doing alright. We really been living, that's something you don't like. You mad 'cause that ain't fair, baby. Oh no, that ain't fair, baby. Oh, I'm sorry, that ain't fair, baby. I know that ain't fair, baby. We was way below the ground, who finally we up now. I don't deserve these blessings, but God, he just be flexing. I know that that ain't fair, baby. No, that ain't fair, baby. I had tentacles trying to twist up the greatness on me. So I cut off my pain and turned it to calamari. And served it with all the fixings to all my villains. I eat at tables with enemies, but they foot the billing. Then I part ways with a hot comb to keep it straight. I got a recipe that turned this to lemonade. Never had a lot of money, so I...
Okay, everybody, we need to try our best to keep our COVID distanced guidelines. So there's a lot of you sitting right next to someone. Obviously, that's not okay. So try to find a seat that is marked with a number and spread out as much as you possibly can. We have a whole couple rows up here. There may be a small handful that are unable to do that, but we're going to do as much as we can, okay? We will begin in 2 minutes. So coaches, if you're still handing out those letters and pens, you can try to wrap that up.
chance to wake up, another day that get my cake up, cause every time I wake up, I get a chance to wake up, wake up, little slick, get up out of bed, you was like a couple steps away from being out of here, thank you for my granny prayers, thank you for my partner now, I thought I was finished, yeah, Jesus told me start again, I will party sundown till day's end, making money that I can't spend, I had a failing marriage and some fake friends, I had to doubt my doubts and let faith in, was broken, God done brought me out like I was Moses, I'm chosen, woke up Sunday morning feeling focused, funny acting, swipe left, yeah, that's on mama's always capping, swipe left, yeah, no more drama, boy you know you blessed, last night was a mess, God just hit refresh. I've been messed up, stressed out with no luck, but every time I wake up, I get a chance to wake up, thank God I got a chance to wake up, another day that get my cake up, cause every time I wake up, I get a chance to wake up, wake up in a new Diablo, Father touched me like I'm Pablo, Sunday service on the front stoop with a cup of tea in the condo, Tony Evans kicking convo, walking me through my storm, and I ain't grew up hearing gospel. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the 2020-21 Winter and Spring Sports Banquet. I'm going to ask Dr. Bayon to come up and pray for us before we get started.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for all of you taking the time to make it to this event. As you all know, sports has meant a lot to my life and my family's life, so I'm glad you all are able to have your seasons and we can have this banquet. So at this time, let us pray. God, thank you for this time. Thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing us to be able to be here. Thank you for the opportunities that you give us, just allowing us to be able to still to conduct school, play sports, compete, and just release that energy that we all know sports brings to all of us. I thank you for allowing us to be flexible and set up the opportunities so we can have games and compete, sometimes with each other, sometimes with other schools, sometimes with staff, but at the end of the day, we've had the opportunity to compete. We pray that you be with this evening as awards are given, understanding that a lot of hard work was put in by the players, by the coaches, athletic director, activities director, and your teachers being flexible so you can go and participate in these events. We thank you for this time. We thank you for this evening. We love you and pray all these things in your son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Bayon. If you've been to one of these before, you know I like to start out with the thank yous, so everyone is not itching to leave when I'm trying to thank people. So I'm going to start with the thank yous. If you're in the room and you're in one of these groups, I'm going to ask you to stand where you are so we can recognize you. If you're watching on the live stream, you can also stand up if you're in one of these groups. But there's a lot of people watching that are a part of these groups, and we want to recognize them, whether they're here or watching online. So, first of all, I would like to ask the coaches to stand. Thank you all, coaches, for... It's been a tricky year. It's been a difficult year and a lot of uncertainty, and you guys kept our programs going strong no matter what the circumstances. So thank you for keeping our program not only afloat, but excellent, whether or not we were playing. Another group I would like to recognize are the seniors. If you are a senior, will you please stand where you are. And stay standing just for a second. And I know the coaches can attest to this. You guys are what our program is. And what I mean by that is you are the coaches that are on the field. You're the coaches that the coaches are trusting to carry out their game plan. You guys are the ones that have put not just 9 weeks, but many times 4 years into the team. You've poured that much time and energy into these teams, many of you. And because of that experience, you are leaders by right, but most of you that I've seen lead are leaders because you've grown into leaders even off the field. So you are what makes our program successful, and your sometimes 3 or 4 years as a part of these programs have made us what we are. So thank you, seniors. One group that is unable to be here tonight, and that is regrettable. I wish more than anything that they could have been here, but as you can see, we are very close to capacity just with coaches and athletes. But I want to recognize the parents. Let's hear it for the parents. Speaking of having a tough year, a lot of these parents, and specifically parents of seniors, haven't been able to participate in a lot of things in their child's senior year, and that's just tough. But you have supported the program throughout the year, and we appreciate everything that you've done despite the year that we've had. Specifically, I want to say a thank you to the Booster Club and the team parents, and Miss Betty Chung, who kind of led up the Booster Club this year, for all the out-of-the-box thinking that you had to do because of the situation we're in. So thank you, parents. And lastly, I want to thank the YISSPN club, who it's a club this year. Obviously, it's different than years past, and we've had to adjust to that as well as adjust to other limitations. But yet, they continue to put out really high-quality videos and advertisements and game promos and schedules, even though we couldn't do schedules because the schedule was so in flux. But these our student produced materials are second to none. So thank you, YISSPN Club. And this may not seem relevant, but my wife, I want to thank her for putting up with my schedule. So she's awesome. So thank yous. Done. I want to say a few words before we get started with the team awards. There's a group of psalms in the Old Testament called the Songs of Ascent, or the Songs of Ascents. Psalm 120 through Psalm 134. It's a group of 15 psalms. When the Jews returned from exile, they returned to a completely devastated city in Jerusalem, including the city walls, and a completely destroyed temple. Slowly, they rebuilt, and the temple once again became the central place of worship for them. The city itself, and then the temple within the city, was built on a hill, and the temple the highest part of the hill. So after the city and the temple were rebuilt, as people began to pilgrimage once again to Jerusalem and ultimately to the temple, they would be going uphill. And no matter where they were coming from, north, south, east, west, they were going uphill. So from whichever direction they were coming. As they walked this pilgrimage, groups of pilgrims, probably some family, probably some not family, would sing these songs together called the Songs of Ascent, and ascent, like going up. So they're traveling up the hill together, and they're singing these songs together. Really cool tradition. Not only were they sharing in a common tradition together, they were also remembering why they sing, because they were brought out of exile and they were in a city now rebuilt. They were remembering why they sing. They were remembering what there is to celebrate. They were remembering that if God did not bring them back, they would not be back at all. One of those psalms in particular, Psalm 127, 1 and 2, says, it really stuck out to me. It says, unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who built it. Unless the Lord guards the city, the watchman stays awake in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he gives his beloved sleep. So tonight, I want tonight to be our song of ascent. It's not that we're not celebrating together. We're celebrating a common tradition, but we're celebrating in remembrance of what true satisfaction comes from. The reason why we're here is really what we're remembering. So let tonight be our song of ascent, because unless the Lord builds the house, we labor in vain who built it. It's vain to run laps, to work out, and to stay up late studying at night. And it is God who gives rest, and He who gives satisfaction. So let's celebrate and sing our song together tonight. Let's celebrate these great accomplishments from this year, and remember also that it's not these things, it's not the things that we've built that bring ultimate satisfaction or give us hope. That is found in Christ alone. So let me start the celebration. I want to celebrate the basketball and cheer teams for their perseverance through an uncertain season, week to week. They continued to practice alone, virtually, as a team, live, sometimes different week to week, not knowing if they would ever get a single game. They went the whole season. There's something to be said, a lot to be said, for their commitment under these kinds of circumstances. So I'm celebrating basketball and cheer season. I celebrate our girls' swimming and soccer teams who came away champions. Again, despite swimming in meets alone or playing in a tournament that wasn't considered official kayak, they succeeded at a level that maybe only their coaches believed they could. And not far behind, both boys soccer and boys swimming teams finished second under those same circumstances. I celebrate track and field, who lost the only legitimate venue that they have to run a track meet this year. But did that slow them down? No. We hosted 3 meets on our square track. An unmarked field. So I celebrate them. congratulations to all of you for persevering through the winter season and for an extremely successful spring season. So tonight we're going to start with the winter teams. Please come to the stage as a team when you see your team photo on the screen, so everybody on the team can come up. And then when we begin the spring teams, we're going to start theirs with team video, and then their team photo will come on the screen, and you can make your way to the stage. So we will start with cheerleading.
Come on. Good evening, everyone. I am Coach Hunter, and this is Coach Mar. Come on. So I'm Coach Hunter, and this is Coach Mar. And we both wanted to, take the time to recognize our squad, our guardian angels, for their efforts and enthusiasm this cheer season. As we all know, with COVID, all traditional style cheer was modified to fit strict COVID regulations. And I would say most of competitive cheer involves group stunting, group tumbling, and preferably other squads to compete against. At the beginning of the season, I was a bit apprehensive about tryouts after sharing with the captains about our limitations. But to my surprise, there were more than 30 people signed up for tryouts day, and everyone put forth so much effort that day. We ended up with a very strong squad, very talented captains, and a hope that we could compete at least virtually. Unfortunately, competition couldn't take place, but since we were the only squad with a complete state-of-the-art socially distanced routine, I have declared us first place for this year. So great job. But honestly, I was very impressed with how consistent and enthusiastic everyone was about the routine and the season, with so many cheer dates being canceled and other squads constantly dropping out of competition. It shows that all of the ladies, that all of you, were very passionate about what you do as a team and just love to cheer. The atmosphere this year was a lot of fun, not that it wasn't before, and everyone meshed well together. This is why I still really wanted you all to perform, even for a simple filming or recording, because the routine was very well coordinated even before the finishing touches. And you all should be very proud of what we accomplished. Thank you, ladies, for a season well done. I think we completed it in the best way possible. Literally half of our squad is graduating this year. It's bittersweet, but I'm excited to see how our freshmen, plus Lynn, will do next season. Now for our awards. For our Spirit Award, this player was always very kind and patient, and I've seen her supporting other teammates. She's a strong back spot for when we could stunt, and she works perfectly all the time to perfect her cartwheel. Maria Riccardi. For the Guardian Award, to someone who has a lot of school spirit, who I can see smiling even through her mask. She's a great dancer with a lot of finesse and keeps the energy levels high. She's not here today, but this goes to Swan Park. The Coaches Award. This award fits this person perfectly because she is the floor leader of the team. She always keeps everyone calm and has something creatively prepared for the squad each practice. She also helped lead the ES cheer this year and made a very cute routine in her own time. This is for Kaylee Kim. And finally, MVP. This person spent all of high school as a cheerleader and 2 years as a captain. She puts forth so much effort into our routines and cheers. She's assertive, organized, always prepared, several steps ahead of time for anything cheer related. This goes to Alicia Park. And to our seniors, I know I don't show a lot of emotion, but I'm really sad that you're all leaving in such a large group at once. I've addressed you before, but we want to take the time to recognize each of you briefly. First, to our captains, Alicia and Kaylee, thank you for stepping up, being assertive about our season, and piecing together a beautiful and creative routine from scratch, after having done this a year before and not being able to use it. None of it will go to waste. Your talents and creativity are in the DNA of this squad. So even though you were both moving on to university, you're still guardian angels and a part of what the remaining squad holds. To Ellie, I've never seen someone pick up dance routines as fast as you do. You are very bold and just try whatever someone suggests, tumbling, jumping, anything, all while laughing about it. Thank you for helping keep the practice atmosphere light. To Lauren, I'm sad we couldn't see you fly this year. You have no fear about crazy stunt experiments right before a competition. You sacrificed a lot of your time to work with the new squad, and your leadership will be missed. To Stella, you are soft-spoken, but always very focused on what we needed to accomplish each practice. You're a talented dancer and strong backspot. Thank you as well for helping lead during practices. To Maria, I've never seen someone practice a cartwheel as much as you do and still laugh about it when it doesn't go the way that you want. The team will miss your energy, positive attitude, and dedication to practices. To Swan, I just see you and I see a cheerleader. And I know this year must have been stressful, but you tried your best to always be on time, be a team player, and just support the team as a whole. Keep dancing and being someone who makes everyone laugh. To Morgan, I thought you were always at YISS, so it surprised me when I found out that you were new. You just hit the ground running. You're always kind, polite, and supportive to everyone on the squad. Thank you for being a team player and an all-around great athlete. To Sarah, you're always so laid back, and I noticed how the freshmen were drawn to you and were comfortable around you. You are a great dancer and added a lot of sass to the routine. Thank you for your welcoming spirit and ability to bring others together. Finally, to my future captains and squad, you guys rock. We're a young team, but filled with so much talent and creativity. I know next season will be a lot of fun and a chance to be even more creative as we refresh and things get better in general. Thank you so much, everyone, for this season, and have a great rest of the school year.
Socially distant, right?
Coach Beam's gonna hold the mic. All right, good evening. So, woo, I think we can all say a woo for this year. It has been a year of change here and there and everywhere. And I feel like that theme for this whole year and this season was expect the unexpected. And despite all of these circumstances, every player, every day that we knew we were going to have practice or not, they came to practice with a strong work ethic, really, truly positive attitudes. I know you sometimes hear that, but truly, just with all the unknowns and the extra stress we had this year, I was really impressed with your positive mindset and practice and your just willingness to try and work hard. It was really impressive. And we ended our season, unfortunately, without being able to play with other teams, but we were able to come together as a school and have a tournament. And these girls that had a very short time practicing together got mixed in with varsity girls that had more years of experience. And we were just so impressed with your intensity and your commitment and your level of enthusiasm and energy. And I really couldn't have been prouder of all the effort you all put in this season, despite all of the craziness. This being my first year as a coach, there was a lot of new and unknowns this year, and you all just took everything in stride. And I'm so, so thankful that I had this opportunity to work with you all this year. And so I also wanted to acknowledge, before I get into the awards, that I'm thankful that we had some awesome leaders on the team, and we didn't get to do as much with our two team captains, Elizabeth Traw and Amy Pack, but I do want to at least recognize your leadership on the team, and I do appreciate your efforts and your being a role models for the team. And so for our 2 awards, the first one for our Spirit Award, this student showed character in her actions on and off the court. She gave her best effort, even when she broke her toe, hint, hint. And she was a team player and willing to try anything we asked her. This year's Spirit Award goes to Juliana Austin. Congratulations. All right, and for the final award, for the Guardian Award, this player demonstrated guardian behavior at every single practice. She consistently came with a desire to learn. She was very, very coachable. She was committed to our team, and she showed growth, and she just gave 100% every time. And this player that is winning the Guardian Award is Faith Hahn. Congratulations, Faith. Once again, ladies, I was so happy that I got the chance to know you this year, and I'm so excited. I think we're all excited, for those of us returning, to be able to get another season, another chance to play and grow and get to compete. So thank you, ladies, for your effort, and thank you all for listening. Oh, picture, sorry. Come back.
You guys can come closer. I'm not gonna like punch anything. Jeez, come on. All right. All right. I want to thank Coach Yale first for everything he did for us this season. And then I'll get started and stick to the script. All right. So, like everybody has said, this year's been like super difficult with transition, and are we gonna play next week? Nope, we're not. Sorry, we're gonna go back to practicing. But these guys, they showed up they persevered through the frustrations. Had good attitudes. During the intramural tournament, I saw a lot of these guys grow and develop as players and work towards becoming better athletes. They showed great improvement as individuals and started to come along as a team. And we have work and improvement to do, but I'm looking forward to what we get to do next season moving forward. But all around, incredible perseverance this year through the frustrations of, the obvious. Now for the awards. I'm going to start with the Spirit Award. Encouraging teammates, keeping his head up, listening to what I say. And that's going to go to David Lee. There you go, David. Yeah. And then for my Guardian Award, I've had him 2 years. Both years he showed great perseverance through the year, both last year and this year. He's a great listener. He always does what you tell him to do. And if he has a question, he'll ask. And he leads by example. And that is Joseph Park. Thank you.
All right. I am Coach Hansen, and it was my privilege to coach these varsity girls this year along with Coach Peterson. It was obviously an unfortunate year for us as we weren't able to have any games against other teams, but I think that means we were undefeated in conference play, right? Nope. So while that's not what any of us would have wished for, I still count this season as a success, and I'm really proud of these girls and their hard work. We saw so many players make great progress this season, and the whole team showed a mental toughness that was really impressive. It was even hard for me to be mentally tough this year, and you might not think that's impressive actually, but I can be mentally tough, okay? So I was really impressed by their perseverance and character, and they just kept showing up and made the most of every opportunity. I truly enjoyed being their coach, and I'd like to thank each of you for making it a fun and worthwhile season. This year wouldn't have been what it was without our amazing and solid leadership from our 3 seniors. Can you guys step forward a little bit maybe? Okay. They are all kind, unselfish teammates and great role models that I loved having on my team. Amy. Woo! Thank you for bringing the fun to our team while still knowing how to take care of business. You kept everyone smiling and reminded us not to take ourselves too seriously. Sophia. Woo! Thank you for being a teammate who always encouraged and looked out for others. You have a calm demeanor on and off the court that we all benefited from. Diane. Thank you for being the on and off court leader of this team. You always included everyone and led by example and service. Thanks to all 3 of you for all that you've contributed to YISS basketball throughout your careers. We are a better team because of you, and you'll be greatly missed. and I get the lovely honor of doing awards for you guys. For our Coaches Award, this baller is someone who you can always count on. She is the leader that every coach would love to have. She's the picture of hard work, excellence, determination, and puts herself before others, or others before herself. Sorry about that. Our team was better with her as one of our leaders, and we have some big shoes to fill next year. This award goes to Diane On. All right, for our Guardian Award, this baller is someone, as they say, from where I'm from. She's a hoot and a holler to be around. If I was to bottle up what the Guardian attitude should be, I'd put this girl right on in there. Her energy is infectious. She's always pushing herself and asking questions to get better. She takes that and applies it to herself and others. And this award goes to Sydney Chung. Our Spirit Award goes to this baller, who is someone who's a coach, who, as a coach, I've seen the qualities of Christ displayed in her time and time again. She is compassionate, considerate, honest, supports her teammates, not afraid to approach myself and coach about issues she saw with the team and how to make them better. And on top of that, she is a leader by not only example, but by her word. We believe others benefited by her being one of our leaders this year, and that is why that award goes to Sophia. And for our MVP, this baller is someone who I noticed immediately when I joined the team. When you have the love of the game of basketball, like I do, you tend to gravitate to people who have the same passion as you do. And this girl has a passion for the game, unlike I have seen in a long time. She's constantly working to get better. She challenges herself and her teammates, and she elevates our team the moment she steps on the floor. No one goes harder than her, and that is why this award goes to Tanya. And Sydney, you're up here. How are we going to do this picture? Okay.
Wait, before that, we want to give our coaches something. Here's a letter.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, I I had the privilege to coach these guys along with Coach Son and Coach Lynch, and as all the other winter coaches came up here and talked about the disappointment, it certainly was disappointing in a lot of ways, but I'm thankful that we at least were able to get on the court a little bit, and so it was always on and off. You know, we never knew really from one week to the next, sometimes from one day to the next, what was going to happen. But it was really impressive what this team was able to do, and I'm just really thankful for that. I also am thankful to Mr. Hale, to the admin, kayak board. They tried really hard to get us a season this year, and I know that was difficult, so I really appreciate that. I also want to thank Coach Lynch and Coach Son for showing up every day and working hard as if we were going to have a full season, even knowing that a full season was not possible. So really appreciate that. Also thankful to the parents, as always, for letting me borrow their sons for at least a little while. And then these athletes obviously just work really hard, and they had such great attitudes, which was really impressive. And our theme for the year, although it was really limited and the time we get to spend together, but this year's theme was embrace the challenge. And we were looking at 2 Corinthians chapter 4, and in that letter, and especially that part of the letter, Paul is talking about perseverance and the importance of that, and what that should bring out in believers. And I saw that light. I saw that in these guys as they worked hard and their attitudes. And there's one particular verse that really sticks out from chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "For momentary light affliction is producing for us an eternal weight of glory far beyond all comparison." And that's such a powerful verse that we need the challenge. We need the affliction. And in that, it's going to be our character. And our character as believers should be the character of Christ. And that's what's going to be displayed, who we really are. And in these athletes, I saw character this season. I tried to put myself in their shoes and think, what would my reaction be if this happened my senior year or my junior year? And knowing how important basketball was to me when I was their age. And I don't know how I would have reacted. And I doubt that my reaction would have been as positive as these guys. They showed up, they worked hard, their attitudes were great, and they really, truly embraced the challenge that we had during this year. So, guys, thanks for your commitment. Thanks for being an easy group to coach. And I really appreciate all the work, all the effort, and the great attitude and respect that you guys showed the whole time. So I really appreciate that. So with that, we'll just move on to the awards. Our Guardian Award this year goes to a young man that always has a great attitude. He's a hard worker, incredibly respectful. He probably, had we had a full season, it would have been obvious that he would have been our most improved player coming as well, and was impactful in what we were able to do, but I know it would have been a huge impact on the court if we had to be, or if we'd have been able to play more than the intramural tournament that we had. And so our Guardian Award this year goes to Euless Jones. And the Spirit Award goes to an athlete who is humble, who works hard, but I think more than anything is a true teammate and an example to his teammates. I've had the privilege of coaching this young man in multiple sports over multiple years. I've got a chance to get to know him well, and I really appreciate his attitude, his leadership, everything that he brings to the court, regardless of the sport. And our Spirit Award goes to Nikki Choi. And the Coaches Award, this is another young man I've gotten a chance to coach over multiple years and multiple sports as well. He's definitely a leader on the court. He's vocal when he needs to be, but he also is humble enough to lead through his effort, his actions, and what he does. He's a heartbeat of the team in the sense that he is certainly an emotional leader. I think in just when we talk about what the team needs, that sort of thing, we're often on the same page. So he really is an extension of me on the court. And so our Coaches Award this year goes to John Woo. All right, and last, the MVP award. This athlete is obviously a great basketball player. It's unfortunate that he, along with the rest of the team, weren't able to finish out their season and in his case, his high school basketball career. But I know basketball is going to be a big part of what he does moving on at some level or another. and just an incredible player. He's a great leader on and off the court as well too. And so our MVP this year goes to C. Kwok. All right, and I just once again want to thank these seniors for their hard work effort, the great attitude that they had. I'll get you guys some headbands later. You can do those. But thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Before we take the picture, I just want to say something. First, thank you, coaches, for such an amazing season. You know, we didn't have anything that we wanted, but we even got an intramural tournament at the end of the season. And we promised you we didn't get them anything because we thought our love and appreciation was better than physical materials. But really, we really thank them, and we really want to thank the program. I really think what differentiates YIS athletic programs for other schools is that it matures you not just as a player, but as someone in Christ, and we really learn about Jesus throughout playing sports. And I think that's why these teachers and coaches, along with all the staff and, oh my God, I'm shaking, like parents, it's a great honor to play in this program, and I'm so honored that I got these teammates that I got to play with this year. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, as a boy, always knew I one day had the courage to be king. Yeah, time flew when I grew up. Now I'm ready for the promise that it brings. You only wanted me to screw up, but it's something that you're never gonna see. And everything that you hope for, yeah, it was only in a dream. Now I go on a roll, and I know that I'm never breaking down. I control all the flow on my soul, put a sword at the stone in the ground. She always said it would be someday, seeing castles in the clouds. One way or another, when I step in the room, everybody better bow. So be careful how you talk to me, 'cause there's only one king, and there's only one crown, and there ain't enough room for us both on the throne. It's about to go down, so you better start running, so you better start running, so you better start running, because I'm coming right now, 'cause I'm coming right now. One king, and there's only one crown, and there's only one king, and it's looking like me. So you better start running, so you better start running, yeah. So you better start running, come on, come on. So you better start, 'cause there's only one king, and there's only one crown, and there ain't enough room for us both on the throne. It's about to go down, so you better start running, so you better start running, so you better start running, because I'm coming right now, because I'm coming right now, coming right now.
Okay, we're going to try to fit on the stage. We got a big team here. Thanks, guys. Okay, so before we start and getting into team awards and just highlighting our seniors, I first wanted to thank all of our coaches. Track and field is a really unique sport because there's so many diverse events, from throwing, jumping, hurdling, sprinting, distance running. They're all very different types of training. So we had many coaches, including Zeke. He was the team mascot and motivator. But I just want to thank each of these coaches. Coach Moy, my husband, partner in crime, who worked with our jumpers. Coach G, he's our overall just team motivator, mental toughness coach, and also our specific throwing coach. And it's just been an honor to be able to coach with my dad, who used to make me do intervals and puke just like I do with these guys now. And then Coach Sarah Dwight has just been such a joy to have. She's first year here with our team, and she just brought so much energy to our team, and I've loved getting to know her, so thankful she's been with us. Coach Mom, now Coach Grandma, she's been with the team for the last 4 years, and she's been our sprinter and long jump, high jump coach, and just all around great person out there to help these guys improve. And Coach Dwight, my longest co-coach, we're actually both moving on, passing on the baton to new running in the next season, but he's just been amazing to coach with. I couldn't have done it without him, and I'm so thankful for him and all of his advice and what he's given to these runners. So thank you, everybody. Yeah, thanks. And I would like to, before we get into specifics, if you had never competed in a track and field team or event before, could you just raise your hand or step forward? Everybody that was new to the sport of track and field this year. Could you guys give a round of applause to all these new athletes? Yeah. Yeah. It was actually pretty incredible for me as a coach, and one of my most fun seasons, because a lot of the other athletes got to coach over many years and see them improve. We got to go to Taiwan and compete at ACSC, at a very nice facility there. We got to go to Humphreys Base and compete and do long jump, all these things. And these athletes showed up without any guarantee of being able to compete. And we were able to put together 3 meets, 2 staff meets, and a virtual meet. But they were honestly the most enthusiastic, resilient, positive group of athletes as a whole that I have coached since I've been here. And I'm just so proud of all of them. So thank you guys for an amazing season. That's all. Okay. So we didn't have a lot of school records, obviously, because it's like swimming in a short length pool and doing lots of flip turns. It's kind of like running a 300-meter track, you know, where they have to run a lot more curves in each event, et cetera. So we didn't set any school records in running, but I do want to give a shout out to Ethan Choi, who broke our javelin record this year. So great job, Ethan. Yeah, yeah. And thank you, Coach Hale, for getting us the javelins. It's our first year to have them here at our school, so we really appreciate it. Sorry, making sure my son doesn't wipe out on the floor here. We want to also acknowledge our seniors. I'm not going to talk too much tonight because we already did a recognition for them earlier, but could our 5 seniors step forward, please? Yeah. Okay. So I'm so thankful for Ashley, Harrison, Tyson, Chanyoung, and Noah. It was just an honor to coach you guys this year. Tyson and Harrison are returners, but our other 3 came out for their first time ever, and yeah, just brought a lot of positive energy and leadership to our team. So thanks so much, guys. Okay, so now for our team awards. I'm going to actually start with the MVP award. Just to go into a few of the highlights for these athletes, they're also, some of them are in your brochure, but for our male MVP, this is an athlete I've known since his freshman year. He kind of came in just as a mediocre runner. He was a good runner, but he just didn't have a lot of experience, and he's one of the most motivated athletes that I've been able to coach pretty much since cross country was over. He's been sending me his training plans and training in the off season to set his personal best. He's still going to try to do some time trials this season to break some of his records. And he was our only athlete to rank first out of all of the different schools in an event. And by quite a lot. And so I just want to acknowledge Harrison O as our MVP for male. So congratulations. Okay. Good job. Okay. For our female MVP, this athlete I've also coached for several years. She holds actually the record, the school record for the 400 meters on a real 400-meter track. She pretty much could finish first in any event from the hurdles, the 400, 800, 1600, etc. Just an all-around amazing athlete. But more than that, her character and heart, she's just a great leader for the girls on our team and the guys. I put her in a guys heat for the 400 at the last race so she could push them and push herself. And I'm just really proud of her perseverance and her positive attitude this season. So our MVP goes to Alex Lee. Yeah. Okay, next I'm going to talk about the Coaches Award. These are the athletes that we really just see. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. They're just coachable. They're humble, resilient, they're encouraging. This one is really meaningful to me because this athlete, he's almost so coachable that he puts too much pressure on himself. He wants to do his best every single time, and sometimes I feel like in that he doesn't get to enjoy what he's doing as much. And this season, I really saw him make a breakthrough. He just was an amazing coach for other athletes that were new at the hurdles, new at jumping. And I saw him in our last staff meet. He ended up scoring the most points of any of the guys on our team. And I'm just super proud of him and know his senior year he's going to break some records. So this goes to Minjay. Yeah. Congratulations. Good work, Minjay. Oh, Coach Scott, sorry. Okay. And for our female Coaches Award, this athlete is new to our school. I'm kind of spoiling it for you, but she is just one of those people that you would see helping other athletes learn how to use their blocks. She was doing throwing, sprinting. I asked her if she would run the 400 just so that she could push Alex to try to get her PR. The 400, if you've ever run it, is not an easy race. It's the one that everybody hates most of the time. And she was like, sure, I'll do it if that'll help my teammate. And I just loved getting to coach this athlete this year and see how she's contributed to the team. And I'm glad she's a junior and will get to be a leader next year. This goes to Brooke. So congratulations. Yeah. Okay, next award is our Guardian Award. And this is supposed to be the person that embodies our school spirit, kind of what we're most about here at YISS. And for this male athlete, he's just one of those people, I talked about this with our team already, you can go to any event, he does throwing, he does sprinting, he does jumping, and he's always like talking about something, but it's in the most positive and humorous way possible. And he just has a really high work ethic. He made that incredible video you just saw, and I'm really gonna miss the senior Tyson Park. Congratulations, yeah. Good work, Tyson. Yeah. And Tyson had our fastest 100-meter time this year. Congratulations to Tyson, yeah. Okay. This athlete I've known for a while. I've gotten to teach her in health and PE when she was in her younger years, and she decided to come out for track this year. Everybody thinks it's because her sister was there, but I know she wanted to spend more time with me. So really though, Ashley Koo here was just amazing. She ran the 3,000 meters because she knew it could score more points for her team in the staff meet. She said, I'll do it even though it's 10 laps around that track up there. I challenge all of you to go up there and do that and run at your hardest. And then she also threw like the discus, did all these different things, but she just has this amazing work ethic and she's positive, she's got a great sense of humor, and I loved having her out here as a senior. So great job, Ashley. Thanks. Here we go. Yeah. And finally, I saved our Spirit Award for last because as Coach Hale describes this, you can look at it more closely, but it talks about the Spirit Award really comes from the Spirit of Christ and looking at the athlete that most demonstrates that and what does that look like. And I think in the Bible, Paul uses the analogy of sports a lot and specifically running races or being a contestant. And in the walk of life and in our journey with Christ, it's inevitable that we're going to face hurdles, that we're going to encounter injury, that we're going to have disappointment, but also experience the most joy we ever could. And both of these athletes had setbacks this season, but they're also extremely high-performing athletes, so it was really disappointing to see them have those injuries, but they responded more positive, I think. Yeah. They responded more positively than I think I would have in those situations, and were just a testimony to our entire team. And I'm excited that they're underclassmen, so they get a chance to compete next season. So this goes to both Nathan Cho and Priscilla Kong. So proud of you guys. Yeah. So Nathan Cho and Priscilla Kong, Spirit Award. Great work, you guys. Okay. One last thing about these two athletes. Priscilla was in a boot for quite like 3 or 4 weeks because of her foot. And the first day she got out of it, I told her to take it easy, and I see her like in a relay, like all out sprinting and beating everybody. Like she was just so excited to run again. I'm so proud of her. And then Nathan was like sprinting with people with his hurdles and still beating some of them. So yeah, you guys did a great job. So thanks. Yeah. Again, thanks so much for supporting us and the season. We're really thankful. Thank you, Coach Hale, for the season, and to all the parents. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Next to Noah. What was I supposed to do? Stop.
The Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy.
And we go back, this is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. And we go back.
We're the swim team in all our awkwardness. Thanks for watching. It's interesting that the other sports that unfortunately didn't have a season last year, we were the one, or this year, we were a sport that didn't have a season last year. So I think in a lot of ways that made the season very special for us, regardless of all of the performances that you can see that are, I'd read them all, but we'd be here all night, it seems like. So this season has been very special for us. We moved to a different format, competing weekly. It was virtual the whole time. There were a few moments where we weren't sure if our season was going to be cut short or if we were going to be told we'd have to swim wearing masks or something, but we're happy to be here and we're happy to share our season with you. The first award that Coach Stallings and I will present this evening is the Coaches Award. If you'd like to start.
So we are very happy to present the Coaches Award to Grace Lee. And now I'll say a little bit about Grace. Grace has been the heart of our team for the last 2 years, which is probably the worst kept secret. If you've spent any time in the pool, you know she's the heart of the team. And Grace has made up for all of these shortened seasons with her infectious team spirit, and we will really miss all of the impromptu photo shoots and group photos and birthday celebrations that she's coordinated, crazy jokes that she comes up with, and the crushing sets that are broken down by her uncontrollable laughter echoing throughout the whole pool. And so everyone at practice is really going to miss that because of who you are, Grace. And you remind us that joy in swimming is not just in the awards, but in the practice, in the personal improvements, and in the relationships that we build as a team. This year is especially bittersweet because we have to say goodbye to Grace. But we are really thankful for the special moments and the memories that we get to keep because of the difference that you have made in all of our lives. We're very proud of you, Grace.
The Coaches Award for the boys goes to Yudon Shin. Yudon has transformed from a freshman into now an almost senior seemingly overnight, but we know that your achievements in developing leadership are the result of hard work and dedication to your team. Before we could even jump into the pool, you completed the 50K run challenge all by yourself, though we won't talk about how you injured yourself in the process. While sidelined, you helped coach beginning swimmers from the deck, and in the pool, you encouraged new swimmers to persevere during hard sets, whether they were freshmen or seniors. You worked hard to be a part of 2 record-setting relays, and you were so nervous, but only because you didn't want to let your teammates down. It's been a pleasure watching you grow over the past 3 years, and this team would not be the same without you. Congratulations, Yudon. We'll move on to the Guardian Award next. The Guardian Award for the girls this year is for Katie Hahn. When our time in the pool was canceled before the season began and giving us a short season, Katie asked for workouts so she could train on her own. When practices resumed, she was the first one to jump in the water and to lead workouts. During hard sets, she never complained and never gave up. Katie, you are a role model for your teammates to look up to, not only for who you are as a swimmer, but also for who you are as a teammate, as a friend, a student, and as a guardian. You bring excellence with you wherever you go and a quiet pride that you carry both in and out of the pool. We are so proud not only of all that you have accomplished, but also in how you have done so. Congratulations in earning this year's Guardian Award.
Okay, and this year's recipient of the Boys Guardian Award is Pete Huang. Okay, Pete earned this award 2 years ago, but we didn't have a season last year, so 2 years ago, for the same set of criteria. Pete's maturity and his dedication to his training, as well as his support for his teammates, has not changed. And so what makes Pete incredible is also that on top of all of those things, he has the ability to lead and be a very stable force in our team. And this season, we really needed that. We needed leadership and that stability from someone. Pete, you have been the backbone of our team, and you are dependable, committed, and even surprisingly forceful when you need to be. You are a swimmer who can be pushed to the brink without breaking, and a senior who has made the most of your last year of swimming at YISS. You personify the characteristics of Guardian swimming, and we congratulate you for earning this award again, and you leave YISS with a swimming career that you can be very proud of. Right. Okay, moving on to the MVP award. For the girls team, the MVP this year is Joyce Kim. No surprise, but as a freshman, Joyce had already broken 8 individual and 2 relay varsity records, and those feats alone would qualify anyone for an MVP consideration. But what makes you the most valuable member of your team is that you have done all of this without drawing any special attention to yourself. And in fact, you are often more concerned with encouraging your teammates and supporting them when they compete. So individual excellence in sports often comes at the expense of being a good teammate. Okay, so sometimes people navigate those two extremes. It's tough to navigate those two extremes, being a good teammate and your personal excellence. But that's not true for Joyce. You are a testament to not only your personal accomplishments, but also how much you value your team and your teammates. And they, in return, value you a lot. So congratulations, Joyce, and we can't wait to see what the future of your swimming career holds.
This year's MVP for the boys is Eric O. Eric's achievements are too numerous to count, and his performances have almost become routine. It's easy to take Eric's presence and all but guaranteed victories for granted. But Eric's true value to the team is using his talents to lift up others around him. Eric was 1/100th of a second off of breaking the kayak record in the 50-meter freestyle. I offered him the chance to lead off the 200-meter freestyle relay for another shot at the record, but I did tell him it would lessen the chances of his relay breaking the varsity record for that relay. Almost without a hesitation, Eric told me that he did want the record, but for his relay and the teammates. They broke the record, and his teammates' names now join Eric's on a record board that represents the highest level of swimming at YISS. Eric, more than your talents, your value is in your selflessness for your teammates. Congratulations, and we look forward to what one more year at YISS will bring. The Spirit Award is reserved for the athlete who best exemplifies the character of Christ on our team. On past teams, this has meant servant leadership or self-sacrifice. But this year, it meant long-suffering. The trials of one season for an athlete often go unnoticed, but it is the day in, day out courage and dedication over the course of years which have set this young woman apart. Her life has become a testimony of how we should all live. Christy, the faithfulness you have shown to your team through immeasurable adversity during your time here is beyond what anyone should have to endure. That you have done so blamelessly and without faltering is an example to which we should all aspire. As your swimming career at YISS comes to a close, it is only right that we get to honor you with this award, and we are so proud of you.
Long suffering has also been evident in one of the boys on our team. Suffering an injury and then rehab after an innocent mistake all but derailed this young man's swimming career. But through it all, he fought to stay on the team long after anyone else would have given up. Andrew, he's not here right now, but Andrew, his injury has kept him from competing, but it has not kept him from being committed to this team. For 2.5 years, Andrew has worked to get back into the pool. And though his season did not go quite the way that we had all hoped, we feel that it's very right to acknowledge that his dedication to our team did not, and his tenacity to stay a member of our team despite all those challenges. So Andrew showed a lot of strength, and that strength wasn't just in the water and the pool, but outside of it as well. We are very humbled by Andrew's example and really impressed by his character to keep going. Andrew truly embodies the Spirit Award this year.
One last thing. I want to thank our manager, Christine Jung. Where are you, Christine? Thank you to school admin, Mr. Hale, for supporting us. The aquatic staff, Coach Hansen, thank you. Coach Stallings, who's stepping away from coaching after this season as she anticipates the birth of her son, and to all of our swim parents who have supported us, who came and timed and provided lots of food for you guys. Three. She's given up at this point. I don't know, 3, whatever.
On your ways, front way, back way. You know that I don't play. Streets not safe, but I never run away, even when I'm away. OT, OT, there's never much love when we go OT. I pray to make it back in one piece. I pray. That's why I need a one dance. Got a Hennessy in my hand. One more time before I go. Higher powers taking a hold on me. I need a one dance. Got a Hennessy in my hand. One more time before I go. Higher powers taking a hold on me.
For the last couple months, I've been saying that there's something special about this team. I've told you girls and anyone that would listen. We have talked about doing things that take no talent and supporting each other no matter what. We weren't interested in being a team. We were focused on being a great team. Who we are and what we stand for was on full display in the finals. It wasn't winning the cup that made me so proud. It was the way you won the cup. We won it as a team. You ladies decided as a team that you were going to go for it. The coaches prepared a specific game plan for that game, and you ladies executed it. We have talked several times about believing in yourself and not letting fear stop you from greatness. And you did not let fear stop you. From Sid heading any and everything that came her way, to Amy playing with bruised ribs, to Bonnet playing crucial minutes, you ladies stepped up. Without these types of risks, I'm not sure we would have won. At halftime, we were winning 3-0. Yet, as we huddled together before the second half, Megan made sure that we all knew that the game was not over. It wasn't a coach that had to say it. It was our captain. As excited as you all were, we knew we still had work to do. You were humbled, but you were confident. Then, with 10 minutes left to play, we lost JoJo to an injury. It was the third defender we lost that game. As I walked out into the field, thinking about what we were going to do, I looked at your faces. You were sad, but you weren't scared. The other team started to feel some hope. They know what JoJo means to our team. As they were talking about this being their chance, it would have been easy for you to fold and let them back in the game. But once again, you stayed together. You trusted your coaches, and you continued to fight. We had to lean on Rachel and Jenna, two freshmen, to step up and play positions that they have not played or practiced this year. And that's exactly what they did. They stepped up. Not only did we continue to play good defense, but you continued to attack. Megan continued to lead the girls on the field, and JoJo turned into a coach. Even though she was not on the field, she was very much a part of that game. And she was talking to her defense the whole time. This is who we are. We are talented, yes. But my hope is that you have learned not to lean on your God-given talent, but to combine that with a quality work ethic and character so that you and your teammates on any team you are on can overachieve. And I believe you have. Thank you, ladies, for a great season and a season I won't forget. To our coaching staff, Coach June, Coach Evans, and Coach Delisle, thank you for buying into the system and for leading by example. I enjoyed watching you build relationships with these girls. We all had our roles within the coaching staff, and the three of you played your roles perfectly. Seniors, you have led this team well. Thank you. Amy and Maria, thank you for 3 years of hard work and dedication. You two led by example and followed the direction of your captains. I'm going to miss you both. Megan and JoJo. Watching the two of you grow into the leaders you have become has been one of my favorite memories. Listening to the two of you coach your teammates always brings a smile to myself. I've enjoyed sharing these last 4 seasons with you, and I hope you have learned more than just football from me. Thank you, ladies, for a great season. Now to our awards. First award, I'm going to just call the girl up, and you can stand here, and then I'll speak a little bit on the award. The first one is going to be the MVP award for us, and that goes to JoJo Pak. No. Viniaka. There are many coaches in kayak who are glad to see JoJo graduate. I'm not one of them. I mean, it's good that you're graduating. But. On top of being the best defender in the league, that's not an opinion, that's a fact. You are a great leader. You are the rock to this team. We not only count on you for defense, but call on you to help on offense. From your throw-ins to your free kicks to your 2 goals and 1 assist. You did it all for this team. Well done. Thank you, JoJo. The next is our Guardian Award, and that goes to Megan Pake. I think my favorite moment with Megan this year is when she was injured and she couldn't play in a game. But then I look over and I hear someone talking to our team on the field, but saying everything that I'm thinking, and realize in 4 years, Megan has turned into me. She hates it. I think it's hilarious. Megan is a great leader on and off the field. What I respect most about Megan is that she is not afraid to be a leader and stand up for what she believes. Megan, I appreciate your leadership and high expectations that you set for yourself and everybody around you. Thank you. Next is the Spirit Award, and that goes to Alex Sun. Alex is hardworking and a great teammate. It is evident that she has a relationship with Christ, and that relationship is part of what drives her to be her best and the person God has called her to be. Alex, I pray that you never lose that. Great job. And the last one is the Coaches Award, and that goes to Tanya Cataria. Tanya might be the most annoying player in kayak. We love her, but other teams might not. Tanya is a great example of what this team stands for. She's hardworking, teachable, and a great teammate. Tanya would take advice from coaches on different things and work on them before practice. Tanya, you have shown great progress this year. and you had a large impact on the success this year. I'm looking forward to seeing you continue to grow as you go into your senior year. Great job. Thank you.
We just wanted to say on behalf of all of us, thanks to you guys. We have, do you guys have it? Okay, yeah, we do have it. Okay, so we just want to thank you guys, and you made the season really memorable for us, and you put a lot of effort in, and it's really evident, and yeah, we really appreciate it, so thanks a lot.
Let's keep it low, yeah! Let's go! Let's go! 1, 2, 3!
あの日守ると決めた約束はこの胸に全てを失うことで今救える命があるのなら喜んで全部をあげようこの気持ちが初めての生きがいだ傷跡は隠さないで絶望も武器にして生きると決めたんだよ精一杯この涙かき分けて君に全てをあげるからお願いどうか消えないでくれあの日守ると決めた約束はこの胸に
Thank you for being patient with us. We're the last ones. It's been a long night, but just give us a few minutes to honor these boys. As you all know, this season was difficult logistically. Even for soccer season, we didn't have a season last year, which was going to be my first year coaching these boys, but we made up for it this year. And we made up for it this year largely due to hard work. We cultivated a team atmosphere that was based on hard work, teamwork, and an unrelenting style of play. Our first game of the season demonstrated this perfectly. It was grit and determination. We were losing to TCIS 2-1 with most of the game played, but the boys never stopped fighting. We got a goal back, it was 2-2, and then 2 goals in 2 minutes, including the goal of the season by Alex Lee. So let's start the season with a great comeback victory, and that's when we started to believe. And that's when the boys started to believe. At the beginning of the season, they didn't all believe. Some of them will admit that. One of them just stepped back. But from then on, we knew we could turn up the pressure until the final whistle in every single game. And we did. We went through an undefeated regular season with highlight victories such as a comfortable 2-0 victory against Chadwick and the history-making 8-2 victory against SFS on senior night, no less. We were the number 1 team going into the Korea Cup tournament. We had a hard-fought semifinal against GSIS. We won 3-2. We threw our bodies on the line and deservedly made our way to the final, where we would face Chadwick once more. We took the lead, but due to fresher legs and a few unfortunate incidents, we saw Chadwick come back and steal a victory in the last minute. Our first loss of the season, unfortunately, came in that final game, and we lost 3-2. However, one thing that impressed me was the boys remained together. Even during the last week, and this last week without practice, multiple players talked about how proud they were of each other and of the team and of the achievements this season. It was a tough season, but a rewarding one. We grew as a team, we grew as a program, and we grew as individuals. I'm going to finish with a quote from one of the best players to ever play the game. If you don't know him, his name's Pele. "Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, a love of what you're doing or learning to do." So, I've already talked about each senior at senior night, but I just wanted to quickly talk about a few. We had a whole bunch of seniors who had their first year with the soccer team. So do you 4 want to step forward just so we know who you are? First year with soccer. So these 4 boys came in, first year with the soccer team, first year for some of them playing 11-a-side, and they just contributed immensely. Part of the character of the team is displayed in these 4 boys here. They worked hard. They weren't always starting in the team, but they were always willing to do whatever I asked them to do. So it's a credit to you 4, and thank you for setting the example for the rest of the team. Thank you, boys. And then we have another 4 seniors who have all played previously. So do you want to step forward? So these 4, they're probably familiar faces to lots of you. You've probably seen them on the pitch before. They have been integral to YISS Soccer for multiple years. These 4 were the experienced players on our team. They were the ones who knew formations, tactics, and things that lots of you don't want me to talk about right now. But they set the example as well. Abdullah, being a captain, really showed what it was to fight and to fight hard in every single circumstance. John scored goals for fun. It just wasn't hard for him. He just did it. Ethan and Nusaib were our defensive leaders, and they really, really stood out this season because I let them run the defense, and they did it perfectly. So thank you, boys. And to end the night, our awards. Firstly, the Spirit Award goes to a player who's always willing to help in whatever way possible, whether it's picking up cones, pumping up balls, or cleaning up after some of his less domesticated teammates. He defined servant leadership, and although it was his first year on the team, he made an impact both on and off the field and massively contributed to the positive team atmosphere this year. This award goes to Ian Choi. Next, the Guardian Award. This award goes to a player who gives 100% day in and day out. Whether it's open field, a training session, or a tournament game, you can be guaranteed that this player will show up and perform to a high standard. Such was the trust in this player, he was given a lot of responsibility to lead the defense and take ownership of that area of the pitch. He made some mistakes this year, but he owned them. He is a leader and a credit to YISS. This award goes to Ethan Kim. Next, the Coaches Award. This award goes to a player who wears their heart on their sleeve. They give everything to the team, often playing through injuries. They got hard tackles every game because they were one of the best players, not just on our team, but on any team. He didn't complain. He worked through his injuries. Even in the last game of the season, he came out with what looked like claw marks on his neck. This player was a captain this year and really ensured that everyone was working together. The togetherness and success we had this season was largely due to this player and his leadership. This award goes to Ryan Ree. Our last award is the MVP award. This award was perhaps the easiest to give this year. We had multiple players who could have been up for any other award, but the MVP this year was not just the best player at YISS, but I have no doubt in my mind that he is the best player in kayak. He was given a goal this year to get 20 direct goal contributions, which is goals or assists. He didn't believe he could do it, but his coaches did. He ended up with 11 goals and 9 assists. He directly contributed to 20 out of our 28 goals this season. That's an insanely impressive 71%. For context, you may have heard of Lionel Messi. He contributed to 53% of his team's goals last season. Maybe you prefer Cristiano Ronaldo. He only contributed to 50% of his team goals last season. So to get 71% is just a testament to this player. Not only are his pure statistics impressive, but also the humility from which he approaches the game, the passion from which he turns into Coach John, and the leadership that he exhibits during every practice and every game. He's a complete player, the clear MVP, and someone who inspired us to the success we had this season. This award, of course, no question, goes to John Woo. You did it. Good job. And that's it. Two rows? Two rows?
We gotta give the. But you gotta show them what we're giving. I know you guys are bored. You guys want to go home. I'll just say a quick thing again. This season was unprecedented, right? That's the right word? Yeah. We didn't know what was going to happen. But honestly, like he said, I didn't believe that we could do it in the beginning. I thought our team was kind of like very uncoordinated. We got a new coach. We got a whole new team. But he made us believe. The coaches literally showed us that we could do it. And then we felt it through our hearts. And in the end, even though we didn't get our championship, we made history in YISS. We beat SFS A2. And I honestly think that our achievements weren't from the individual talents, but it's because we're a team. It's a team sport, and the way we play together on the field is absolutely amazing. So you guys should come watch next year too. And I'm just so thankful for our team this year and our coaches to just play together and being such great people in YISS. Thank you.
All right. I want to make a quick correction to the program. Tanya Kataria is not listed as an all-tournament player on the soccer section, and she was an all-tournament player, so she deserves that recognition. So my apologies to Tanya. It was my mistake. Unfortunately, we don't have a season recap video tonight, but I do want to end in a unique way by recognizing a few coaches that are going to be leaving us at the end of this year. Coach Dwight is the only one left here, but I'm also going to recognize both Moys. And they are selflessly missing out on this because they needed to take Zeke home. But I do want to recognize them. So, Coach Dwight, could you come up and just stand up here by your gift bag? So I don't get to coach teams anymore. So all my emotions are invested into the coaches, and I kind of live vicariously through the coaching team. So I've been sitting there kind of trying not to be emotional all night, and it might come out, and I'm hoping it doesn't. But I'm going to start with Amy. I actually taught PE with Amy. She made me look good. It was a pleasure teaching with her. She brought up the level of the PE department. She is one of those people that she makes you mad because everything that she does, she excels at, and she makes it the best. And that was PE. She led the cross-country team from 2015 to 2018. She built the track and field team. Literally, the first year of track and field, there was one athlete at our school that was really interested in track and field, and she and one other coach worked with this one athlete, and that's how the track and field program started here. And you saw the army that was on the stage. And that is almost completely due to Amy's dedication to the program. And she really made us an excellent track and field program from nothing. And we still have a square track, which we practice on. And she built it into what it is now. And the last normal season we had in 2018-19, both boys and girls teams finished second of all the teams that competed in track and field, behind only Humphreys, which is more than double our size of the high school. While she has been a huge asset to the program, her real influence is in the lives of athletes and students. And it was incredible to watch her work when she was working in that building, because every free moment was with a student. She gave up her lunches, she gave up her planning periods, she gave up after school time during the off season to spend time with students and invest in the lives of students. And she cares deeply about every student. And part of that is still keeping in touch with athletes that have moved on from YISS, either graduated or moved. She could tell you probably where they are and what they're doing, and just seeing her multiple days a week going to grab lunch so she could come back to her office and spend a lunch with a student that needed it. And I can't tell you how many times I saw that happen. Meetings with athletes in the off season. It was just whatever it takes is what she gave. And I'm going to say this about all three because we're taking a huge hit with these three. There's going to be a huge hole with Amy leaving. In our community, on our coaching staff, on these teams, with the athletes that she's built relationships with. Craig, similarly, Coach Moy just has a passion for students. And that's why he's here, and it's obvious that's why he's here. His contribution to the volleyball program is undeniable. He built YISS Boys Volleyball. From 2009 to 2021, his coaching record is a whopping 156 and 78. That's a total of 234 volleyball matches. Then, just to give you some perspective, the next closest coach is 200 games behind that. So it goes from about 50 to about 235. In 2009, his first year, our boys volleyball team was 5-12. We came in 8th place for the tournament. Since then, we've been conference champions or runners-up 6 times. We've been tournament champions or runners-up 3 times. And we've been ACSC champions or runners-up 4 times. Just to give you an idea of the program that he built. But by far the biggest hole that he'll be leaving, just like Amy, is the relationship he built with students. And similarly, he's on the middle school hallway, but his door was always open, and there were constantly high school kids going back and forth in that hallway because they knew when his free period was, and they would go be with him in his room during his free period, even though he was in the middle school hallway. If you saw a high school student walking through the middle school hallway, it was probably because they were going to his room. And Coach Dwight, I'm glad those two aren't here, actually. I can keep it together a little bit better. Now I have to look at him. I'm going to look at my paper. Coach Dwight is not flashy. He's not a flashy guy. He doesn't command attention. He actually doesn't want to be up here right now. But he needs to be. A lot of you probably don't know what an amazing athlete he was in high school, but he was. Just go to the Morrison Academy's Hall of Fame if you are interested. But you would never know it because of his character He's soft-spoken and humble, but with that, he carries a great amount of respect from everyone he has coached. He serves without any desire for recognition. It was because of him and only because of him that we were able to host cross-country race on campus this year, and that we were able to host 3 track meets on campus this year. He's the reason. He marched out the course. He marked out the track. He did all of the dirty work so we could have those events. But he doesn't want to be recognized, and he doesn't need to be. And that just deepens my respect for him. This has been descriptive of his whole tenure at YISS. Many of you may not even know, but he helped guide the boys' soccer program when they really needed it. When it was in transition, when there was a coach and then a different coach and then a different coach, and I would come to his room every year and say, can you please assist one more year? Can you just get us through this time? And he humbly did that. He has helped incoming and outgoing cross-country coaches multiple times, just in their transition, and always content to help serve and not jump at the chance of being the head coach, which he could have done multiple times. And he has worked tirelessly to build the track and field program here, which I think is his true passion, is track and field. But again, like the common theme, he loves you all, and that's why he does what he does. He loves you and he loves Jesus, and that just comes through in everything he does. So I want to thank all 3 of these coaches, and we're going to miss you greatly, and thank you for everything you've done for YISS Athletics. And that's all. Have a good night. We are done for tonight, so thank you all for coming.
We're all becoming what we behold. Everybody wants to find their purpose. Everybody wants something more. 'Cause if I'm gonna be more of anything, I just wanna be more